And it's very important to stabilize all this microbiome community, stabilize the immunity of the piglets during these times, and as you said, bringing gut resilience so they can actually being in a better health, better conditions to grow.
Welcome to Future Feed Talks. In this episode, we explore the science behind postbiotics, their practical use in the field, and their potential across species. I am joined by Dr. Philippe Tacon, a global expert in aquaculture and the livestock industry, with over 25 years of experience across Asia, spanning R&D, sales and marketing. Now Global Product Manager at dsm-firmenich, Philippe focuses on postbiotics, a promising tool for supporting animal health and performance in a sustainable, targeted way. This series is in cooperation with dsm-firmenich and All About Feed. My name is Iris Hoffman, I'm a video editor, and I will be conducting this interview. Hi Philippe, it's a pleasure to do this interview with you.
Hello Iris, very nice to speak to you today, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to discuss about this new interesting product.
You have spent years in the aqua sector. How is the switch to swine and other land-bound animals?
And I was introduced into the swine market some years ago when I was in a former company. I was asked to manage the Southeast Asian market for them, and that market included a lot of pig products, pig-destined products.
So it was easy, you would say?
The swine market is actually, and the poultry markets are actually much more organized, much more standardized than the aqua market. And there's less species, less genetics, and it was somehow quite easy to move into that direction. And I also have a animal physiology background, so I did that during my studies as well.
Exactly. Well, thank you for giving an insight in your background. Let's talk biotics, because we know about prebiotics and probiotics. If you have to explain to your grandmother what postbiotics are, how would you describe this?
Well, postbiotics are actually not a new product as per se. They have been on the market for quite some time, but under a lot of different names. So there was a need actually in the market to standardize and redefine what postbiotics or categories of products which are not prebiotics and not probiotics, how to define them. So postbiotics basically is bacteria, microorganism, yeast that has been inanimated, so they're not viable anymore, but they still have properties that are very similar to probiotics. So they have a way to maintain gut health, improve physiology of animals, immunity, which are very similar the way the probiotics were working on the microbiome, on the microbiota community. So, and they have advantages compared to probiotics in a way that they are inanimated, so we don't have to worry about the stability of the product either during storage or even during the application in feeds or other type of premixes, for example.
So can you explain to me how it works? Because for me, it sounds a bit like fermentation process. Do I see that correctly?
Well, there's fermentation at the basis of a product because there are bacteria that we grow into fermenters. So basically we provide them the proper medium to grow and to release metabolites during the growth of the bacteria. So in the end product, we have, of course, bacteria that have been fermented, but inactivated by heat. And we also have the culture medium, which contain metabolites that have been released during the fermentation process. And also we have the bacterial bodies and bacterial fragments. So it's kind of a complex product with different mode of actions coming from different components of the product.
Great, thank you for clarifying that. And prebiotics are feed bacteria. Probiotics are beneficial bacteria. If you had to describe postbiotics in that way, how would you say it?
Well, postbiotics are microorganisms that have been inactivated, but we also can bring beneficial benefits to the host, to the gut of the host, similar to what probiotics are also giving. The main difference between pro and postbiotics, it's often probiotics are only viable bacteria, but postbiotics can be actually a more complex products because we could have already the metabolites that has been released during the fermentation process. So the metabolites are there already, and they don't have to be released by the bacteria or probiotic bacteria where they are actually present in the gut of the animal.
Exactly. And if we look at GutServ Biotix, is it the first postbiotic solution on the market by dsm-firmenich for pigs?
Well, it is, yes. The GutServ Biotix comes from the acquisition of a company that has been acquired in 2023 by dsm-firmenich. The company was called microbiome. And this company is actually providing this postbiotics on the market for around 100 years. First for the human market as a cure for diarrhea in adults and children. And then we have developed a product specifically for the animal market during the microbiome time that we have worked mostly as an analogy of what we can do in human for pigs and piglets. So this was the very easy models to transfer the knowledge that we had in human to the animal market.
And then especially pigs.
At the moment, we're working on launching the product in piglets, but we will have further development, for example, in aquaculture that we're already working on. And we're starting to have very good results in shrimp also. But our main target at the moment is to launch in piglets, and we have very good results on that.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the results you have found?
For piglets, we actually have very good data on post-weaning diarrhea, and we also have very nice results in normal condition, unchallenged piglets, to see that after weaning we can actually bring a better FCR, better feed conversion ratio, and a better growth in the piglets until the early growing stage. And we've done trials in different markets, like can be North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. So we have tested the product in many different conditions, farming conditions, and we can see a constant improvement either in the diarrheal score or either in the average daily gain and feed conversion ratio.
You mentioned microbiome as being the company dsm-firmenich acquired in 2023. Did they have any experience with animals at all prior to the acquisition, or did they just focus on humans?
The primary market for microbiome and the product they had was human, because they had a product that is actually registered in 40 plus countries as a drug. But they have, when I started to see the products and study the products within microbiome, I found out actually some advertisement back in the 1930s where they were promoting their product into farm animals, pets, horses, young animals. They even had some PhD students working in veterinary schools in the 30s. And they were also already bringing concepts that we're using at the moment, such as improving gut health by bringing bacteria that could actually stabilize the gut, and concept that actually we're still using at that time. But for some reason, the concept went under, probably because the antibiotics were actually discovered a bit later. So they were maybe favorizing antibiotic use instead of this postbiotic that were actually already on the market. But it came back in some years ago when new people came into microbiome and wanted, by their veterinary background, bring this product back on the market. And we actually had a very nice results when we were first started in piglets, yes.
So they were ahead of their time in 1930.
Yeah, we can think so. Yeah. I mean, it was really interesting to see that. Yes.
GutServ Biotix improves gut resilience. Why is that so important for reducing post-weaning diarrhea and growth setbacks?
The piglets at that time are under a lot of challenges, even from the environment or even for the feed changes, and the microbiome community was also changing at that moment in piglets. And it's very important to stabilize all this microbiome community, stabilize the immunity of the piglets during these times, and as you said, bringing gut resilience so they can actually being in a better health, better conditions to grow.
What benefits does the product offer for piglets?
Well, as the products actually, as you said, offer gut resilience, but it comes from different mode of actions. We also first improving the gut integrity, we're improving immunity and lowering the inflammation process when the product is used, especially when you have challenges. We also have a microbiome stabilization and also bringing the microbiome into more bifidogenic bacteria, which can release also short-chain fatty acid that also prevent pathogens to happen and to come. So we have different pillars, different by the different components of the product, because the bacteria by themselves, bacterial bodies, can form a biofilm on the gut surface, preventing pathogen to attach, and we have data proving that. We also have a direct effect on the pathogen themselves, and we have this gut structure integrity that has been maintained. So there's a lot of different aspects of the products that can bring gut resilience.
So what are the expectations for the product? Is it the next big thing for dsm-firmenich?
Hope so. As a product manager, I hope we can. But there's certainly a lot of interest of the company to launch these products, to prove the efficacy of the products. It's I can see from my colleagues. I've been nearly 2 years in the company now, and I can see a lot of interest from our own colleagues in the regions to promote this product. Yes, so it's very satisfying.
I can imagine. And for producers focused on performance and ROI, what makes GutServ Biotix a reliable and scalable solution, even under different production conditions?
Well, we've tested the product under, as you said, different conditions, and we get the ROI between 3 to 10, depending on the depending on the condition and the challenges on the farm. So we're very confident that the product and GutServ Biotix as itself will bring a significant return on investment for producers.
Okay, so we have prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics. What biotic solution will be next? Metabiotics, transbiotics?
Well, in dsm-firmenich, we have a product called Precision Biotix. So it's products that actually are designed to target, to trigger specific actions from the microbiota, either the host microbiota or the commensal biota. So we are working in that direction also. Yeah, it's already a lot of biotics in our portfolio. So, but we are trying to bring innovations at every stage of our development. Yes.
A never-ending stream of biotics. So for those who are intrigued by this story, can you tell me where the product is available?
At the moment, we're launching in EU, EMEA, because the product, as I said, is a complementary feed, so we don't need to go for a lengthy and a costly registration phase. We can also find it in the US. We are now introducing it in some countries in Asia. So slowly we're bringing the product in different countries, and we'll hope we can have a large number of countries where the product is available in 2026.
In 2026, perfect. Well, thank you very much for this interview. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Aris. It was a pleasure too.